Nothing is as timeless as the fairy tales we grew up with as kids. The kind folks over at Ultimate Games must have had this in mind when they were brainstorming theater tales. Introducing kids to the charms of puppet shows has now gone to the digital age. But is it worth your ticket price? Visually, Theater Tales is a delight. Developer-publisher Ultimate Games have done a great job creating what amounts to a small puppet theater for you to act out these tales in. While not quite the same level as something like Gunstringer or even Puppeteer, this indie creation packs enough charm to gracefully pull off the illusion. Watching my daughter's eyes gaze upon the scene allowed me a chance to see what I hope was the intended reaction. Unfortunately though, this is where the compliments have to come to an end. Booting up the title, you enter the theater and see half a dozen fairy tales, with Little Red Riding Hood being the one unlocked from the start. The coming soon posters at the end add to the promise of this being a living title that has the potential to be a new way of delivering some of literature's greatest children's stories. It doesn't! Navigating the menus with the right stick, yep, the right stick, you use the A button to interact. So as the journey, in which what amounts to a hand-holding point-and-click adventure begins, we see Red preparing for her trip to Grandma's house. A quick Cooking Mama-inspired baking session later, and we're off to the woods. The quick memory game with some flowers serves as the only real deviation from the aforementioned point-and-click formula. After a few minutes of trial and error, the journey comes to an abrupt end. While there is no dialogue being spoken, it's handled through some picture bubbles, the narrative is easily conveyed and easily understandable and explainable to kids, especially those who have some previous knowledge of the story. Where's the problem, you ask? Everything I just described is the entirety of the game. That is not hyperbole, people. This is 100% fact. This is not a case of a game failing to innovate beyond the few mechanics. This is a game that is quite literally unfinished and not fit for sale at any point. Harsh? Perhaps, but a quick eShop search paints a rosy picture of timeless tales and even a free play mode to play with. None of this is true. This is a game that from start to finish will last you about 5 minutes. Subsequent playthroughs, including the one you're seeing now, totaled just under 3.5 minutes. In summary, one broken-hearted child later, Theater Tales stands as a title that we cannot recommend. Even at the current sale price of a measly 14 cents, it's just not worth it. Would-be consumers would be better served to use their own imagination and popsicle sticks to create their own puppet show with their children. This is money that would be best saved to cover the tax on another lower-priced game. Hit that subscribe button to stay connected for all the latest in kids game news, reviews, gameplay, you name it. Also be sure to check out twobeardgaming.com, our parent site, for all your video game needs.